Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about how, or why Michelangelo just had to be the Last Ronin. Now, I do have reviews of the Last Ronin on my channel, which I will link uh, those videos in the description below on top of the article I'm about to read. I have to say, The Last Ronin is a really amazing book. And if you guys are like a Ninja Turtle fan, I highly suggest you guys give that a read. I love the tone. I love the story. It's honestly one of my favorite Ninja Turtle stories in general. And it's totally worth the read. So, and spoiler alert, which I guess I should have said this before I reviewed. But anyways, if you guys haven't read The Last Ronin, that you probably didn't know that Michelangelo was the Last Ronin. And pretty much the three of the four turtles are dead, plus Master Splinter. It's like 16 years in the future, and Michelangelo wants to Michelangelo being the Last Ronin wants to get revenge to avenge his family and get revenge for on the Foot Clan because they are responsible for his family's death, essentially. So let's give this a read. Warning: spoilers for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, issue number 5 below. Michelangelo might seem a little like a out of the box choice to be the final surviving turtle in a dark future, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin writer Tom Waltz explained why the hero was the perfect brother to make the Last Ronin. In an interview, Waltz explained that the creative team behind the Minister chose Michelangelo for the role because he was the last turtle readers who expect to take a dark turn. And that I have to agree. I think Michelangelo and Donatello are like the two unlikely ones that I personally would think they'll go down a dark road. Michelangelo, especially since he's a party dude. Raphael is like too predictable of a choice, and Leonardo will be the second best choice if not Raphael. If they wanted to go the predictable route, right, Nemo? So yeah, I'm extremely happy that they did Michelangelo, because even though I agree with my friend Astro, where they should have had the reveal a bit later than the first comic, I did enjoy that shock factor when I heard that, because I heard Michelangelo was a Last Ronin before I read it. I was like, wait, what? So that was pretty clever. Anywho, the Last Ronin Ministers recently concluded in 5-issue run. I don't know why my screen went black, so in case the audio cut out for a second, the Last Ronin Ministers recently concluded in its 5-issue run, and this article was posted February 21st, the day before my birthday. As the adventures of Michelangelo in a dark future ruled by oppressive forces ended with a bang. In the comic, Michelangelo watched his brothers and Master Splinter die in the war against the Foot Clan, leading him to adopt the role of Last Ronin. Seeking revenge against those who murdered his family, Michelangelo teams up with April O'Neil and her daughter Casey Jones Jr. as they took one final stand against the Foot Clan. And then it says TMNT's Mikey was the least expected Last Ronin. So, in an interview on CBR with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Last Ronin, writers Tom Waltz, he explained working alongside with Kevin Eastman on an outline from Peter Lord that was more than 30 years in the making. When asked why Michelangelo was chosen as the Last Ronin, despite being known more for his light-hearted party dude I lost my place. Party dude attitude. There we go. As opposed to a turtle who has seemingly fit a darker role better. Walsh responded that the Duke's position between Mikey's past and future made him the best fit. Furthermore, he added that the turtle would be the last readers would expect to take up the mantle. The simplest answer is that Mikey would be the brother we figured nobody would expect, the happy-go-lucky party dude, to go on Rambo. What? Sorry if that sounds cheesy. Raphael was too obvious. Leo wasn't too far behind from the obvious scale. And Donnie seemed like someone who would have gone more tech than conventional in his revenge. And that is true. I can get why they didn't do Donnie as well. And we really wanted this to be a grunt story. Besides, we already had plans for April to handle a lot of the technological aspects of the runs of the Resistance, which freed up a warrior turtle to do the wet work. Plus, Kevin really liked the idea that Mikey, who was the first turtle ever drawn. Okay, I didn't know Michelangelo was the first turtle to be ever drawn. Interesting factoid. Kevin really liked the idea that Mikey, who was the first turtle ever drawn, was also the last to be alive. Wait, so do they mean like Michelangelo was the first turtle to be drawn in like Ninja Turtle period, or that Michelangelo was the first turtle to be drawn for the Last Ronin? Because I'm a bit confused about that. Thematically, Mikey gave us the opportunity to explore the irony of the one person in the family who never truly bought into the clan war aspect that exists as a foundation of their lives, being the only one left alive and stuck with the mission of ultimately winning said war or die trying. It's a great answer from Moritz, as Michelangelo becoming the Last Ronin turned out to be the perfect choice amongst the brothers. But as he mentions, it's also a full circle moment to make Mikey the last surviving turtle. It's poetic he ended up being the first TMNT hero originally drawn, and the final to survive in the battle against the Foot Clan. And I think, like, kind of going back to the whole Donatello bit, and if you guys want to see Nemo, here you go. You're welcome, Nemo. But going back to the whole, like, Donnie bit, I know this is slightly tad bit different, but I do remember, like, in the 2003, Ninja Turtle show, that there was this episode where the Ultimate Draco sent the turtles and Splinter into like different areas. Like Michelangelo went into like this area where he was like, where the turtles were superheroes. Michelangelo was still the Ninja Turtle he was, but he was teleported where like to this dimension if him and his brothers were superheroes and Splinter was the Splicer, was pretty much the Shredder. And to save time, I'll go directly to Donatello, because that's the point I want to drive with. Donatello, he went to this future where, like this what if future. Like, what if Donatello, like, the turtles didn't have Donatello? Well, the future was bleak and dark, and it had, well, Smash Splinter and Casey Jones died. Michelangelo had his arm cut off. We see some more Skywalker than Rey. What else? Raphael had an eye taken out. and Raph and Leo had a falling out, and pretty much the future without Donatello in this scenario was very bleak, and I really gravitated towards that story as one of my favorite stories, because I guess I don't mind the lightheartedness that the 80s cartoon has, which I'm in the current I'm currently watching the 80s show for the first time in its entirety. And I do enjoy the 80s show. And to be granted, even before this episode, I'm referring to the 2003 Turtles. The 2003 Turtles it took itself a bit more seriously than the 80s series at this point, anyways. But this was one of the more darker stories that Ninja Turtles had told at the time, and I liked it even as a kid. So looking back at it, it's no wonder why I enjoyed The Last Ronin so much. Anywho, rating. Michelangelo had to become the Last Ronin. As Rose noted in his comments, Leo and Raph were... Oh no, excuse me. Sorry. But Raph and Leo were pretty obvious choices. And Donatello would have been too technical had he survived. Which could have easily been his downfall too. A role already being taken by April. As such, Mikey was the most entertaining choice by far, while also being the most compelling, harboring in a new darkness he never had prior to the loss of his brothers and Master Splinter. Revenge is a color that hadn't been seen on Mikey in the slightest. Ultimately, as Wallace explains in the interview, Michelangelo had to be the Last Ronin. His journey to get the point was filled with heartbreak, helping show how dark the future got with a hero, and now losing his family turned him from a light-hearted jokester to the Last Ronin, desperate for revenge against the Foot Clan. Choosing Michelangelo to be the final surviving turtles in the Last Ronin was the right call, and I agree. And Michelangelo was always a fun turtle, like this article teased, but I think this really complements Mikey the Last Ronin. And it made me respect Michelangelo a bit more. I mean, I always had respect for Michelangelo. I know he's a fictional character, but I always had respect for each individual of the Ninja Turtles. I had respect for Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo. But this comic made me look at Michelangelo in a different light. And I'm happy. And it made my respect for him go up. And I actually would have to say, this would be one of the few adaptations in comic books that I've read that I would not mind them adapting to a movie. I mean, let's be real, I'm not too excited about the Seth Rogen Turtles movie. Even though I'm cautiously optimistic because Kevin Eastman is digging Kevin Eastman digs Seth Rogen's take, so that's the only reason why I'm cautiously optimistic about the Seth Rogen Mutant Mayhem Ninja Turtle movie. But I wouldn't mind having this be a movie, right? Because I don't think we got a somewhat dark Ninja Turtle movie since the 1990 film. Because you can say that maybe there were some aspects of the of Secret of the Ooze that could have been dark, but I felt like that movie was like more so like adapting the comedic side. And you could potentially say the Michael Bay Turtle movies tried to go in a somewhat dark sense, but lean into this comedy a bit more. Actually, no, I think the potential darkest Ninja Turtle movie, or the most serious Ninja Turtle movie that we got since the 1990s film, was the 2007 film. I think the 2007 film might be the most serious Ninja Turtle movie, if now that I'm thinking about it. But my point is, I would be hope for The Last Ronin to be a movie. I love the movie. It's a beautiful movie, and it's a beautiful story. And if you guys hadn't already, I highly recommend you give it a read. So that said, what do you beautiful people like, or what do you people believe? First, do you guys think The Last Ronin should be a movie? 2, what do you guys think about this article? And 3, like, do you guys agree that Michelangelo was the best choice to be The Last Ronin? Let me know in the comment section down below. Until then, have a wonderful day, be kind to one another, and I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.